What up, YouTube? Today, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of hourly pay versus flat rate pay in the automotive industry. Let's get started. All right, so let's get started with talking about the one that most people are likely to get, and that's going to be hourly pay. If you're on hourly pay, there's of course going to be some pros and cons. Some of those pros are going to be that you get guaranteed pay no matter what. All you got to do is show up and you get the money. That means you can kind of mess around on your phone, hang out in the janitor's closet, whatever you want to do, you'll still get paid. So that's a pro. Another pro is you can accurately estimate your income. Every single week, you pretty much know what you're going to get as long as you work the same number of hours. That's always good. Also, another pro of hourly pay is that, in my opinion, now this is of course an opinion, but with hourly pay, you're likely to be able to get raises. Now, let's talk about some of the cons of hourly pay. Some of the cons is that you're basically capped. You're stuck at that much pay. That's all you're going to get. You have no variance to the pay that you're going to get. It's always the same. And some people like that consistency. Another con of hourly pay is that it's usually stuck to a strict schedule. A lot of times they tell you when to be there and they tell you when you get to leave. Sorry, there's a car passing here. But being stuck on a strict schedule is almost certainly going to happen if you're getting hourly pay. However, another pro I thought about with the hourly pay is that you have the taxes taken out for you, and you can look at that as a pro or a con. But with hourly pay, you're most likely going to be a W-2 worker, and therefore you're going to have the whole tax situation taken care of for you. Another pro of working hourly is you get overtime pay. If you work more than your 40 hours, then you're going to make time and a half, and if it's on the holiday, you're going to probably get paid double time. A couple cons of working hourly: you can get your hours cut and they can be given to someone else. Then you make less money, and that always sucks. Another thing is there is less performance-based bonuses and rewards. All they care about is that you are there doing work. They don't care how good of a job it is from you specifically. As long as your department or your team does good, they don't care about giving individuals their due. Now let's talk about flat rate pay, my favorite, and what I prefer to get paid. Now, flat rate pay, you get paid based on the jobs you do. So if you're good and you get a bunch of jobs done, you get paid a bunch of money. The jobs that you do flat rate are typically going to be paid based on hours as well, but it's going to be based on the hours that it should take to do that. Okay, so let's just say that a starter job on a car calls for 1 hour to do. That means you're going to get paid 1 hour to do that job regardless of how long it takes you. So if you're a good tech and you can bang that shit out in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you get paid a full hour for just that much work, then you can move on to the next job while you're still in your first hour, and you can really be racking up the hours that way. However, the con of that is that if you're not working on a vehicle, you're not getting paid at all. So it's kind of a trade-off there. And I know I'm not kind of going on the typical pros and cons like I was with the hourly, because I didn't really make hourly a lot in my career. I mostly made flat rate. So I'm just speaking on experience from this one. So if you get a lot of jobs on your list, even right now with me doing inspections, if I get a lot of inspections on my list, then I get a lot of money. If I don't have a lot of inspections, then I don't get a lot of money. It's that simple. You're paid based on what you do. You're paid on performance. You are not capped on your income. You can make as much as you are willing and able to get. Now, of course, your rate per hour or your rate per job, that's going to have to be adjusted from time to time, or you may have to, speak to someone about that. However, it's, pretty good, in my opinion, to go that route. However, there is much less consistency and there is potential to not be getting paid even though you're putting in the time. So that's something to consider. So there's kind of the pros and cons of flat rate. If I think of any more before my walk is over, I'll definitely throw them in. Got one. Another con of flat rate, not always of course, but many times on flat rate, you're going to be a 1099 employee, which means you have to take care of all your taxes yourself. If you didn't save enough, if you didn't budget properly, then you might be screwed. If you're a 1099 employee, most 1099 stuff is flat rate, although I know you can be W-2 and flat rate as well. I'm not really going to speak to that too much, but you got to be good at budgeting, and if you're not, oh boy, it can be bad. And that's going to be the end of the video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed just a short conversation about flat rate versus hourly pay. It wasn't super specifically based to the automotive industry. I just brought it up because many automotive shops do pay based on flat rate. If you're in the automotive industry, maybe you have an opinion as well. If so, go ahead and put that down in the comments. I'd love to see what your guys' opinions are on which one is better between flat rate and hourly. If this video was informative or entertaining to you, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, subscribe and hit that notification bell for many more awesome videos on the Andy's Auto YouTube channel. I'm Andy, signing off.